Patra and Jim have had to take their brand new Airstream in for service 8 times.
All for the same issues, and it's not been fixed correctly once.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Liz. I have been RVing since the 80s and I make videos helping people who've had problems with their new RVs. If you've been keeping score at home, then you know that I have gotten 7 buybacks recently. Buybacks are industry speak for full refund. Well, today we're going for number 8. Here's Patra and Jim sharing their frustrating story.
We've never owned an RV, so we were looking into building our own van.
So we purchased a Sprinter van in 2023 in February, and we're ready to upfit it, and then we decided to go to the Raleigh RV show. So we ran into a 2023 Airstream Rangeline. It's a brand new model for Airstream.
And when we saw it, the layout is perfect, exactly what we wanted.
And the bed in the back can fold up, you have storage, so it was a perfect adventure van. Talked to the salesperson and said, why wait? Start living now. So we purchased our very first RV on kind of a whim. We're not naive. We know that RVs take work, and we're not, we're very handy people, and we can take care of a vehicle. But we're naive. We did not get an inspection. We visited the vehicle the next day after purchasing it and realized it's filthy. There's broken things inside the vehicle from probably being at the show. Bed slat was broken, so not going to be able to use the bed. So the salesman said, we'll fix up this vehicle. You can come through a walkthrough. We'll have it ready for you. So 10 days later, we show up in Greensboro, only to find out that nothing's been done. The vehicle is filthy inside and out. And we have all of our camping gear. We're excited to go camping, take our dogs. But we spend 6 hours while they wash the vehicle inside and out. The technician that's there has no idea how to manage the Rangeline or tell us at all about a walkthrough. And actually, when filling the fresh water tank, water's gushing out everywhere, so it's still in winterization mode. So we spend our 6 hours and go ahead and jump in the vehicle and head to our first boondocking. Well, while we're driving, the vehicle should be charging the battery and heating water. None of those are happening. And we show up to our first campsite with essentially a dead battery. So now we figure, well, we'll turn on the generator. That should charge the battery, but it's not. So we're on the phone with Airstream Rangeline, and immediately the person on the phone says, look, I've never heard of a Rangeline. You must have the wrong company. So he has no information, let alone any ability to help us. So it's cold out. We've used the vehicle to heat the cabin, and we basically abort the trip. We purchased from Blue Compass RV of Greensboro. Now they're formerly called RV1 of Greensboro, and the name changed while the purchase was happening. The dealership is around 100 miles from our home. Well, we were devastated after the first trip because nothing worked. We took it in for its first service visit, and they stated that everything was functioning normally. Everything was functioning as it should. Take the vehicle back. The Timberline system's not working. When the Timberline system is not working, we do not have heat and we do not have hot water. The generators and shore power will not charge the battery consistently. The only thing that charges the battery consistently are the solar panels, and that's just not enough to actually fully top off a battery. Now all the window trims are peeling off.
After doing all these videos, I think avoiding mass-produced RVs and going to small, independent RV makers is the way to go these days. As you know, Patra and Jim started out wanting to build a van on their own. That's why I'm excited to introduce you to Simple Camp. They are a handcrafted van builder. They will do a van build out for you using either a Ram ProMaster or a Mercedes Sprinter van. I was so excited to hear about Simple Camp that I flew out to their headquarters just last week. I could see for myself the care and quality that they put into each van build. Each unit is outfitted with a 12-volt refrigerator, induction stove, TV, and a super quiet air conditioner. There is solid wood cabinetry and plenty of large windows. You can connect with 30 amp or go off-grid with solar. Simple Camp makes RVing so easy. You can stay where you want to stay and go where you want to go and just focus on your next adventure. Find out more at simplecamp.com, and thank you Simple Camp for sponsoring this video.
After that service, which again did not fix the Timberline system or the battery charging system, our AC stopped working. So we bring it in for our third service. They say that the air conditioner was working fine for them and the Timberline system is fine. Now, after this next service, what we're noticing is continued temperature malfunctions of the heating system. So all of our planned camping trips have been aborted. We had planned camping trips to go watch the solar eclipse in April of 2024. The next solar eclipse is not going to happen until 2044. We may not be alive at that point. So we have to abort that trip. We have a trip to the Smoky Mountains, and if anybody knows the Smoky Mountains, the hiking trails are designed to go right through bear country, so there's no way you can take your dogs. So we wanted to walk our dogs around the campground to get them some fun time, put them in the vehicle, let the vehicle take care of them, and go on a hiking trip, but we can't because it can't be neither heated nor cooled. Well, now we're starting to notice that with the next service visit, failing battery health, tank sensors aren't working, Timberline system still offline. We take it in for its final service, and it's still there. We took it in April 27th for its 7th service visit, and it's been there 155 days and counting. When we took it in for service, we talked to them about mold issue with our refrigerator. So we wanted our refrigerator propped open and said, sure, we'll do that. And they found a noodle to do it. We're still not communicating. So we decided that we need to drive from our home to visit the vehicle. There's mold in the refrigerator. So again, we discussed taking care of this issue, putting a noodle in there, opening it up, drive back for another time. So this is our second visit. There's still mold in the refrigerator and it's expanded. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. So we go back to the third visit. Not only is there more mold in the refrigerator, but now we notice that the plywood that lines the cabinets above our bed are lined with not only mold, but the plywood is wet. And so we said, wait a minute, this mold needs to be not only investigated, it needs to be remediated. You need to find the root cause of why it's there, because there's moisture. Come back for the next service visit. They've done nothing. Not clean the refrigerator, nor have they cleaned the mold off the plywood.
We dropped off the vehicle in April of 2024. They did not wipe off the mold until mid-August.
Mid-August. They do not feel that it's necessary for them to find the root cause of the mold being on these cabinets above our bed, because they simply state that the mold came from the refrigerator. Finally, we get an email around September 14th that the vehicle is ready to pick up. We send them 3 emails on consecutive days asking them to respond, to tell us that the 20 some items on the punch list are all done. No response. We drive there and the inverter is not online. The Timberline heating system, of course, is not going to work when the inverter is not online. So, hey, we'll turn on the generator and charge the battery. It doesn't fix it. We take apart the panel, the touchscreen for the Timberline, and guess what? No function at all. The mold was found in behind the cabinet. Once the ABS panels were all taken off, you could see mold coating all of the plywood that were holding up the ABS supports, and that's why the mold was coming out the screws. So now we have mold and moisture there, and they said, it could be a leak or a problem. And I said, well, it sure should be a leak or a problem, because mold doesn't levitate from a refrigerator 6 or 7 feet away and magically, symmetrically coat and cause water damage to this plywood. So the vehicle is certainly not ready to pick up. We wrote all these findings down, let them know what we found, and since then, nothing. When we call Airstream, we can talk to a person there that basically blocks us from anywhere else. A customer service representative that says, I will communicate what needs to be communicated with management, and we can't talk to anyone. So then we're starting to ask for a buyback. And at this point, all communication really shuts down. And the vehicle still sits there in disrepair and allowed to be mold infested. Patra has a mold allergy. Molds make certain types of toxin that are neurotoxin particularly, and that can make people sick. So you have a headache for several days after smelling mold, well, you probably have a reaction. And that can be dangerous, and it is unsafe and actually reckless for them to not talk to us about root cause and remediation and then say it's okay for us to pick up the vehicle and for us to actually live there.
Okay, this is horrid. What we went through is so horrid. And no one should never, ever have to go through this.
My advice to someone buying an RV, of course, would be to heed everyone else's advice, particularly Liz's, in having an inspection done, even on a new vehicle. To date, we've taken our brand new Airstream Rangeline in for service 8 times, all for the same issues, and it's not been fixed correctly once. And we've driven over a total of 5,400 miles just for service. We spend more time planning service visits than actually sitting down with our books about state and national parks and planning a trip. We've missed a family wedding, we missed out on a total solar eclipse, and we missed out on taking care of our family and visiting our friends. And not once has Airstream nor Blue Compass RV of Greensboro picked up the phone to call us and say, what can we do to help you? We know you've been inconvenienced.
And our trust in the RV industry is none.
None. They're not helping their customers. We are demanding a buyback of this vehicle that's totally defective. The vehicle is not safe for us to be in with the mold infestation. It fits every definition of a lemon. This vehicle needs to be taken care of, and bought back.
Well, I reached out to Airstream and Blue Compass. So far, no response. I will definitely keep you updated. What do you think should happen for Patra and Jim? Let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you so much for growing this channel into the force that it is. This is putting the power of social media to good use. So please like, subscribe, and share this video to continue to grow this channel. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.